Hi guys and welcome. In today's video I'm going to be sharing with you my Bitcoin technical breakdown. I'm going to be using multiple timeframes to show you where I think Bitcoin could be heading next. On my last video that I did, I posted a setup where we were looking to short Bitcoin around 24,000 down to around sort of 19,000. That move happened really nicely, and since then we've had a really big pump, as you can see from the chart behind me. Now, what is going to happen next? Now, you can see I've marked down some arrows there. It may not be as simple as that. And what I want to show you is, what looks like bullish on a weekly. When you go down to the lower time frames, we can also make the case for potentially the market moving lower for us to buy. So I want to show you the scenarios that are going to possibly create that. So let's get straight into the charts, guys. So what we have here is a weekly time frame. So you can see right here that I've got these down channels here, these in yellow, and we've had a really big weekly bar up, and it's broken through this key resistance point here. Okay, now some people would look at that and say, oh, maybe there's like an inverse head and shoulders, and you can kind of measure the head. For me, it's a little bit messy, okay, to call that an inverse head and shoulders. Yes, you can kind of manipulate it, but to trust the targets off that, I think it's a little bit messy. But what's easier to see is, where the market might want to target next. And you can see by looking back to the left, you can see that, hold on, let me just close this out. So when you look to your left, you can see where the market has previously found support. You can see back up here towards that 31,000. Definitely looks interesting. And then I've also marked down in green here a little bit higher towards 34,000. Ultimately, we could be heading up back towards this down channel resistance line that we had before. Okay, and then we might see some sell side coming in. Now, if I just flick down to a lower time frame, what's interesting right now is we are finding a resistance point. So you can see the market's gone up very aggressively here, and you can see that it's now just reached a point where we have this diagonal previous support here. You had 1-2 touches, and then as you move up, you can see we are now at resistance. So this is an important area right now for Bitcoin in terms of, is it going to pull back? Well, you'd have to think we've had a big run quickly up, and we are hitting this resistance point. There is a chance that this market might stall here and pull back, and we'll talk about where it could pull back to and what might create that from a technical point of view. Now, if you move to your left, you can also see that we do have this support point right here, which is where we are basically struggling to break through right now. So if this is going to pull back, question is, where is it going to pull back to? And are we now in a bull market? Well, I think we possibly might be. I think we possibly might be in a bull market, but we're not going to get ahead of ourselves. I think, if you've been dollar cost averaging in, then you can't go far wrong. I wouldn't be just sort of jumping in at these prices. I think, they, especially if we hold here, then obviously you'll be able to get a better price if you want to buy some more Bitcoin into your long-term portfolio. But even if we do push through up here, I do think that we will find some resistance soon, and I do think we will get some kind of correction, because you can see the market has rallied really fast. Now, you can see a really nice bit of supply around here, 31,000. I think if this just pumps through here and doesn't pull back at all, I think it's very likely that you're going to get then a pullback in this area up here. Now, let me go over to the lower time frame here, the 4-hour time frame, and I'll show you what I've got in place. So you can see I have drawn my outer and inner trend lines right here, and you can see right now this area here is actually a very nice supply zone. I found it by going all the way back over here, and you can see that the last time we were kind of here, look how we had really nice consolidation, and then bang, really big drop, and we're exactly in this zone right now. So certainly, if you've been long so far, this is not a bad area to be taking profits, in my opinion. Now, right now, is it time to short Bitcoin? Well, I think it's a little bit dangerous because sometimes when these, with cryptos especially, when they can go quite parabolic, and this could easily break through and head back, head and go target this 31,000. So I'd be a little bit cautious. Now what I want to show you is there's a couple of things. I'm going to show it to you on an hourly time frame that you can kind of look out for. I have a couple of lines I want to share with you right here. So the first one is this white line here, and you can see it fitted perfectly to the market. And so if you see a break of this trend line and this moving average, that's going to be the first sign that this market might be correcting. Okay, and as is the rule of our trend lines, if this market breaks this inner trend line, then there's a good chance, 80% chance, that we're going to head over down to this trend line. Okay, so that means there could be quite a significant drop. The other thing to look out for is you can see at the moment the structure is higher highs and higher lows. So this low point here is quite a key low point. So what you're going to kind of look for is this market going to break through and take out this low? If it does, I think in my opinion now we might be looking for a bit more of a correction, and then possibly, you know, maybe in some sort of fib cycles we could find ourselves going back towards this trend line. If you scroll out and identify some levels, you can see that we have a nice old resistance point there. You can see it's also a very nice resistance point there. So that could be the first area, big area of interest where the buyers would come back in around 25,000. If we were to break through this level as well, so possibly, you know, some really bad news comes out. Remember, we've got the Fed meeting happening on Wednesday, so that's going to be really, really important. So that could create a move, a big move up or down. So if we were to break this in a trend line and this level, then I'd be looking for a move back towards, let me highlight it here, this demand zone down here, okay, which is around 22,500. And then lastly, if this broke, then I'd be looking for this demand zone down here. So some down here, okay, and then we'd probably be looking at, you know, finding support and an alignment ideally with these trend lines as well. So that's kind of what I see. I mean, I think right now you can see we are just consolidating. There's nothing really bearish right now. This is in fact, you could actually say that this is bullish price action right now. So unless we break this in the trend line, unless we close below this white moving average, unless we take out this low, then I think the next move is going to be up. And on a smaller time frame, the hourly time frame, you can see here, I've got this dynamic envelope here, which you can see has acted as resistance, and that takes me to about 30,000. So then I would be looking for something like this to happen, where we get to 30,000, the market corrects, and then we at least go test out, if not those kind of higher weekly levels that I mentioned at the start of this video. So all in all, if we go back to the weekly time frame, guys, and let's summarize. Yes, there's a lot of, you know, at the moment, there's a lot of bullish price action. It looks good. Doesn't mean it is the bottom, but certainly right now it does look good. And, you know, there's every chance that this could be, that the bottom might be in. But bear in mind, this is Bitcoin and this is cryptos. And so any kind of news coming out could create, you know, volatility in the market. So don't be kind of getting too carried away, but at the same time, you know, we've got to trade what we see. And right now we're seeing some nice price action. And I think from a trading point of view, if you can get a nice pullback towards this area here, this 25,000, I think that is a nice area to start looking to take your longs. If you're not in it already, I think 28,000, considering all that resistance, I think is a bit dangerous. I would really wait for that to break and then see if you can get in to take it up towards that 31,000, but really get that confirmation that it's going to break out, because right now it's already done a lot very quickly. So I would be a little bit more cautious about going long at this price point. All right, guys, let me know in the comments what you think. I know it's been a little while to do a video, but hopefully you enjoyed this one. It's a quick, real summary of what I think is happening on Bitcoin and how we can trade it, how we can make money from it. I hope you found it useful. Comment, let me know if you've got any questions, and let me know your thoughts. Are we in a Bitcoin bull market? Are we in a crypto bull market now? Are we in a bear market? Don't forget, look out for the Fed meeting as well on Wednesday, because that interest rate decision is certainly going to have a big impact. That's it for today, guys. Have a good one. See you soon. Take care.